All right, so here we are. It is Monday. Hey, look. New sticker on the back of the truck. I know. Cool, right? So, we have done some serious modifications to the front of our waterfall system. And you tell me, starting to look to me kind of like Thunder Mountain Railroad if you've ever been to Disney. So, in the front here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 raised planter beds, all behind some nice freshly cut wood. And there's our stairs. Still got to build a box for the pump, so the pump kind of goes away. Waterfall's doing well. Still don't have the rocks on this side, but we're working on it. And over here, we've built kind of a rustic wood fence. Its intention is that you just can't see the dirt behind it. We can put some more dirt behind it, and that'll shore it up and keep we're basically just trying to make sure that the dirt pile that came out of the hole that is now our waterfall and our river doesn't continue to erode, because since we've torn it apart, it's become very soft sand. And being soft sand, the rain erodes it, and walking on it erodes it, and everything erodes it until grass grows in and plants grow in to shore it up. It's always going to be eroding. So putting up the fence like that helps to keep the hill back and keep it in place so it doesn't continue to slide down. Same thing with the planters up there. The planters will continue to will hold the dirt back and allow us to put nice plants in there. I think she's decided she's going to grow plants to feed the ducks, lettuce and broccoli and things like that the ducks like to eat. So I think that's a cool idea. Waterfall's pretty much finished. I have rearranged it about 9 times now. I think I'm freaking done. Another thing that's kind of been interesting. We're using, this was entirely Connie's idea, and it just shocked me when she came up with it, because we were talking about doing 2x4s like everybody else does to shore up the edges of the river. But Connie came up with this idea to do pool noodles under the edges. So all of our edges are now pool noodles. They curve very nicely with the river. They create a fairly solid berm to keep the dirt back and keep the liner in place. And I think it was spectacular. When she said it, I was just flabbergasted. I couldn't believe I'd never thought of it before. So we've put in pool noodles all the way around, and everything is nice and solid and not going anywhere. And it's better than the dirt, because the dirt eventually collapses, and the pool noodles are not going to ever. And yeah, it's pretty great. We've put some pea pebbles on our deck up here to fill in the gaps a little bit and make it more solid. And it is rock solid. It's not going anywhere. Our little cherry tree start seems to still be hanging in there. I'm so excited about it. I'm really, really glad that it's doing well. And everywhere that we put water plants, they're just flourishing. That thing's covered in little yellow flowers. Its sister down there is covered in little yellow flowers that we have no idea what that is. It's covered in little white flowers. But anywhere that I've managed to put in water plants, they're killing it. Of course, everywhere that I've managed to put in above ground plants, even though they're supposed to be completely drought tolerant, nada. So those are getting replaced. And that right there is just a tree that really shouldn't be here, but it's flourishing. And that right there, I believe, is some swamp dock that is flourishing outside of the water. It's weird. So what I'm guessing is that this hill is actually wetter than I think it is. I mean, right now it's wet because it's just been raining, so all the sand you see on top doesn't appear to be dry. But like underneath, it's just sand. It's just dry sand. And so you would think all the drought tolerant stuff would just kick ass in it, but it does not. It just dies out. Everything I've had that I consider to be drought tolerant, I've had to rip out. So maybe we go with some plants that require more wet and see how they do, because some of this stuff that really likes to stay wet, like that grass right there, you know, just kicking it. So I don't know, we'll see. We're going to try some different stuff and see how that goes. But our steps are in. Our new planter tier is in. We're going to get some nice topsoil in there so that it she has a good place to plant. And I think I've got a few more pool noodles to put in, and I've got some anchors that I'm going to put on the liner in a couple of places. And I've used them before. You'll see them, like, I don't know if you could see it. Well, yeah, you'll see it. That little loop right there is the circle on top of a hook that screws down into the sand, and they really anchor well. So I got 20 more of those, and I'm gonna go around the liner from all the way up there, all the way around, all the way down, and anchor it so that there's no chance of it slipping out at any point. Problem is those anchors, when you get them, are bright orange. So I have to spray paint them so that they don't stand out like a sore thumb. So I'm going to do some of that right now. And tomorrow, 9 a.m., we'll be here with the tractor guy, and we are going to level the pond so that the side closest to the house is equally as high as the pond is on this side. And that way the pond can be filled all the way to the rim, and that way most of this liner disappears because it is filled all the way to the top with water. And then we'll have a nice berm on top that we can put rocks and whatever else on to hide the rest of the liner. Because right now, the way it's laid out, because the original digger dug it and then didn't bother to level it, has left us with about a 15-degree angle from the highest point to the lowest point. And so if you fill the pond all the way up, the lowest point overflows and the highest point never gets water. So we're going to fix that tomorrow. And she's also got a shed we're going to move, and we're also going to use the tractor to move some of this dirt around so that it squares up this thing and hopefully solidifies it in some places, and maybe at the same time we'll be able to get to bury those IBC totes too, so they're not sticking out like a sore thumb. So yeah, that's tomorrow. Today I still have a couple of little things to do, but I probably am going to bypass putting them on video, and I'll show them to you tomorrow. All right, bye guys.